Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new sports debate video. So for today's NBA video, we actually have Dylan on the channel for the very first time. And he's a big NBA fan and also a big Steph Curry fan. So it'll be right if we talked about Steph Curry and the MVP conversation. So just 2 days ago on Friday, the NBA released their MVP ladder. And Nikola Jokic was number 1, Joel Embiid was number 2, Giannis was number 3, Luka was number 4, and Steph Curry was all the way down at number 5. So, yes, me and Dylan both know that there are 15 games left in the regular season, but Steph Curry is coming off arguably one of the greatest shooting stretches of all time. So it'd be a perfect time to talk about him and whether or not we think he is the MVP right now. And if you don't think he's MVP, why and who else do you think it's going to be? So, Dylan, take it away.
All right, so all of you know that in the month of April, Steph Curry has really been on a tear. And I have the statistics pulled up here, right? So during 12 games played in April, he's averaging 38 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. And 5 assists, rather. And he's shooting like an astronomical 53% from the field and 47% from 3. And, carrying this kind of depleted Warriors team without Klay Thompson, has been a real struggle for him lately. And there have been tons of questions right before the season saying whether Steph Curry can carry a team like a James Harden or a Russell Westbrook. And people are like, oh, he can't carry a team. He's been on good teams his whole career. And as we can see, that's clearly not the case because so far in all these games, I think the Warriors are somewhere around 8-4. So this proves that Steph Curry really has the ability, when he's on a hot stretch like he is right now, one of the hottest stretches of all time, that he can carry a team to wins, and hopefully he'll carry this over the season. And yeah, Shivam, what do you think about what he's doing right now?
So yeah, I have to agree with what you said. Like Steph Curry has proven that he can carry a team, and obviously for MVP, I mean, if the Warriors don't have Curry, I mean, I think like he missed 8 games because of the tailbone, and the Warriors were like 1-7 in that stretch. So like that just proves that Steph Curry means a lot to this team. But even though he's been on this historic stretch, like you said, I don't think he's the MVP, only because his team is in 9th or 10th place in the Western Conference. And yes, I know, like Steph Curry wasn't there. The Warriors went 1-7, and that really hurt them, and it dropped. But part of being MVP is part of being there for your team a lot. And if the Warriors were in a higher seeding, like I would have to say like he would be the MVP. But I feel like being in 10th place really hurts him. So the person I think the MVP is probably Nikola Jokic, only because one, he hasn't missed a single game. He's played in every single possible game I believe the Denver Nuggets have played in, and also his stats are really good as well. 26.2 points a game, 11 rebounds a game, and also like he has 8.7 assists in a game, which is really like impressive for a center to have that many assists in a game. I think he is the best passing center in the league by a mile, and he just carries his team. Like I feel like you can say the same thing. Like the Warriors without Steph Curry, they would probably be a last place team. Nikola Jokic, the Nuggets without Jokic, they probably wouldn't even be in the play-in tournament. And without Jamal Murray, now with Jamal Murray out, I feel like Nikola Jokic is just that much more important to the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, and I just want to say, even as a big Steph Curry fan, I don't feel like he's in the MVP conversation, even though I love him and he's one of my favorite players ever. Like you said, the Warriors are the 9th seed. They're out of the playoffs, or they would be in any normal season. And I think the lowest seed to have an MVP in recent history was actually Russell Westbrook's triple-double season when they were the 6th seed, I believe, in the West.
Right.
So yeah, Curry has a long way to go. And if they were a higher seed, yes, like Shivam, I would say he is the MVP. And also, yes, I agree with you that Jokic is the front runner for the MVP, and I feel like he does deserve to win it. And like you said, after the Jamal Murray injury, actually, they've played 6 games, and I think they've gone 5-1 in that span, just losing a couple days ago to actually Steph Curry's Warriors, which is funny. And I know you mentioned that you think Jokic is the best passing center in the league right now. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I think he's the best passing big man of all time, and I think he's actually one of the top maybe 5 greatest passers ever. I mean, the things he does with the basketball are just crazy. He's a center averaging like close to a triple-double right now, and his team is one of the best in the league.
Yeah, you're right. He's 1.3 assists away from averaging a triple-double as a center, which is, like you said, insane. Like, I mean, we talk about like Steph Curry changing the game. I feel like if you want to specify a little bit, like you can say Nikola Jokic changed the game from a center's perspective, because centers are always thought to be like, big guys grabbing rebounds. But Nikola Jokic, I don't think he's the first center to really start shooting the three. But I mean, he can really do everything. You want to get a rebound, you can get a rebound. You want it to post up, he can post up. You want to shoot him a fadeaway, you can shoot a fadeaway. You want to shoot him from deep, you can play deep. You want to run the offense from kind of like a point guard. I mean, I don't know how good he'll be dribbling the ball up the court. I really haven't watched any Denver Nuggets game. I don't know if he has done it this season, but I mean, you want to.
He's pretty good.
So yeah, I mean, if you want to run the offense through him and like have him pass and make plays, I mean, he can really do it all. And like that, like Nikola Jokic is kind of like a prime example of positionless basketball because like he's a center, but he can do it all. And same thing for Joel Embiid, who's like number two. I guess you can say in like MVP race right now, but like both of these guys are playing outstanding this season.
Yeah, like you said, Jokic is kind of where I guess the future of the center position is heading. But if we want to take a blast at the past, I mean, Embiid is averaging, not quite Shaq numbers, but Shaq-like numbers. 30 points, 11 rebounds. I mean, the guy is crazy. And he's shooting a respectable 37.5% from the field, although Jokic is shooting 40. And, the only reason I would have to say is that Jokic has really pulled away in these past couple of games because I think Jokic, like I said, is 5-1 while Joel Embiid is 1-5.
Yeah, I think the Sixers have lost like 4 in a row. Yeah, and like I mean, also like for the 76ers, I know whether your opinion, whatever your opinion might be on Ben Simmons or not, like if Joel Embiid is out, Ben Simmons, I mean, he's a respectable second, a good second player to have. Like he's right now could be the defensive player of the year. So Ben Simmons really isn't a scrub. Like he's a solid player to have besides you. But like you said, like Jokic 5-1 without Jamal Murray, like you take Jokic out. Like I don't like the Western Conference is obviously harder than the Eastern Conference. The Nuggets are probably not going to do good at all without Nikola Jokic. But if you take Embiid out, yeah, I know they're struggling right now. They lost 4 in a row, and Embiid missed last game. But Eastern Conference is a little bit weaker, and like you can be like 9 games below 500, and you can still be in the play-in tournament in Eastern Conference. Where if you're 9 games below 500 in the Western Conference, you're not even close to in the play-in tournament. So it's a big difference between the two, and that's why I ultimately have Jokic ahead of Embiid.
I just want to mention the two other top people in the top 5 of the MVP conversation, Doncic and Giannis. I mean, these guys are kind of the future of the league, really. At like 21 and 26 years old, Giannis being older, obviously. And these guys are having down years, right? So last season, they were both better than what they are now. But the fact that they are both still in MVP contention really has a lot to say about, how the future of our league is in good hands.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about that. Like Giannis, I mean, Giannis and Luka both. Like Luka was projected to be the MVP. I think it was like the odds-on favorite to win the MVP at the beginning of the season. And he's at the beginning of the year, people are like, oh, he's not having that good of a year. And then all of a sudden, like he's fourth on the MVP ladder according to NBA.com. Like you said, like the fact that they're both having a down year and they're 3 and 4 on the MVP conversation is just absurd and speaks to their talented self.